Yeah,
Start.
I was thinking we just do like a quick little introduction, like, "Hi, I'm such and such," and blah blah
Oh
blah
my god,
blah.
and just say Jerod Jackson.
Well,
Kick
yeah.
it off. Hey, who are you?
Oh God. Hi, I'm Jerod Jackson. I'm the co-producer and director of Things That Creep Around. So the thing that drew me to this project was, out of all the scripts that I've read, this script was something that was truly special to me. The first time that I read it, it genuinely creeped me out. And I remember thinking to myself, this script has a solid plot. All we have to do now is just find the story. And so I worked closely with Amanda developing the script, and I think right now we have the making of something that is truly amazing. And while this film right now is just a proof of concept of that, we still stay true to that core vision and to that tone. So really, I think I discovered my love for filmmaking when I was a kid. I was that weird person that would get really excited about the behind the scenes making of the movie after like the credits was over. That was like my favorite part. And so I think I really knew then that I had an interest in filmmaking. But of course, growing up in the inner city and in a family that struggled just to make ends meet, that wasn't a realistic goal to grow up and make movies for a living. It seemed like kind of this elite group that you had to be born into. And so it wasn't really until about 26 years old that I feel the technology and the education became cheap and widely available. And that's really when I kind of started to be like, this is something I could actually pursue. So my favorite part about directing a film, I think, has to be having a vision and being allowed to pursue that vision. I've worked on a lot of films with friends and different colleagues as a cinematographer and as an editor. And, we all hit those moments on someone else's project where we have this great idea for a vision or something, and it just doesn't quite mesh with what the director had in mind. And you kind of have to let that go because, it's not yours. And so I think that's kind of my favorite thing about directing is not having those obstacles or not having that but not having those obstacles and being able to pursue what it is that you have in your mind, what it is that you see in your mind, being able to chase after that and not have anything get in that way. But at the same time, I love collaboration. And so, I'm the kind of director that I love if someone has an opinion on something on set. I love for people to bring that information to me because I think it's amazing if someone sees something that I maybe didn't, then that's just going to help us make a better movie. I think that's why I love filmmaking so much as a career, is because of the collaboration. I feel like it's the only industry in this world that has that level of collaboration. So my favorite genres to direct are ones that just keep it fun. Um, Obviously, this is my first time directing, and this is a horror film. I've always kind of been drawn to horror in filmmaking because there's something about making people scared on screen. It's just such a fun and silly experience behind the scenes. It's so opposite from what's actually being portrayed on screen. And I'm just now starting to dip my toe into comedy as well. And I think those are my favorite genres because filmmaking already is the hardest, most stressful job you will ever do. I don't want to add more stress on myself by directing a film that takes itself too serious. I want to direct something that's going to be fun on set as well as on the screen. And so I think that's why horror and comedy are my favorite genres to direct. What are films that inspired me the most as a director? That's a hard one, isn't it? I think it's hard for us to take all the things that inspire us and consolidate that down into a small list. Because, when we think about it, at least for me as a filmmaker, I'm inspired by every film I've ever seen. And I think as an artist, we're all like that. We're not inspired by one thing or 10 things or 20 things. We're inspired by everything around us. And there's actually a quote from Quentin Tarantino that says, I steal from every movie I've ever seen. And I kind of feel like, don't we all do that? Don't we all kind of take from everything that we've ever been exposed to, everything that's around us, and we try to replicate that, but in our own way? And so it's really hard to pick one film. But if I were to pick my favorite movie right off the top of my head, I really don't know. The only thing that's coming up right now is maybe Jurassic Park. That's kind of the only thing I can think of right now. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on social media and check out more content on thingsthatcreepmovie.com.